You're live. Congratulations. I'm just waiting to get off this bus.
She's been bad.
That's your ex-mother.
No. You're crazy on.
Ow! No, she's not the way. I'm sorry.
Nobody joined yet, bro. Even though I'm popular.
Damn, Lizard, what is wrong with you?
And then he got hit in the nose.
You don't know the whole story. So what happened?
Huh?
I do.
You look like Harlequin fucked up. No, let me tell
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Let me tell the story so I can tell the story.
Nobody wants to hear your story.
So, yes, I ate a dead lizard. You didn't promise me a blowjob. That's the whole story.
What the no!
Did you say he ate a goat
That's not why I was sitting next to the shoe.
Why did he?
No. What you saw? What you saw?
I'm not in this.
They're gonna join soon. Don't worry. Nah, but they're probably sleeping. Sleeping? Today's slow.
Here, go back up. Stop. I want to hit you up.
What do you got, bro?
Hey, get out my way.
No sour punches?
Boom. You have to hold it. You have to go on the front side. I have to deal with you.
You can have the other half. I don't want to.
Ow!
Free gum. What time is it? School drama. We got one viewer, dog.
Look at it. Hey, the train came early. What up?
Yes, that left a mark. But Chloe and the rest of the sick and
Yo, right here.
did break.
One viewer, dog. One viewer. One viewer.
I know him sort of. Hey, pink.
What is wrong with you? Don't touch my phone!
Touch it if I want to.
No, you can't.
It's
property.
Time and goes when there's like
It has to be turned that way. It is turned that way. Try putting it this way. And then this way. There we go. Alright, one viewer. Say something in the chat, brother. Say something in the chat, bro. If you're actually here, and you're not just a bot. My moderator's supposed to be here. My mod is supposed to be here, dog.
like it was hard. How he
Bro, don't so fast. I bet. But no, this is my live stream at school part 2, brother. Part 2, bro. See, weave, not weave. Weave. I don't got no weave. Pull my hair. Bet. Go! I didn't do it.
Oh, sorry.
Can we get off this bus? What time is it?
8:17.
Okay. That's your text, brother. Show your text. To her lover. Lover. Screenshot that. Screenshot it. Screenshot it. Screenshot it. Screenshot it. Screenshot the chat, brother. Screenshot it. No, send I love you.
Nani! Nani!
Wait,
and there was rock. Except when I was halfway up,
Yo, let's take. She text something. Yo, she got an iPhone. Jess.
Yeah.
iPhone game.
But how it was, there was a hill, then I went to a short, flat piece of land, and then there was another hill. So when I hit my head,
Hey, at least we're close. First. We had 6 yesterday.
You're still watching?
Yeah, bro. First and second period and lunch. And then I'll go live in 5th period again. What's excited about my phone?
Kevin's looking for you.
Cause you're looking down like there whole time. Yeah, recording me and her. Why? iPhone 8. She has an iPhone 6, bro. Show the iPhone 6. X? S. I thought I said X. Like, can't. Oh. What the hell? Y'all stay there. Y'all stay there until I come out. Stevie, I swear to God, Stevie.
All hands down the focus there. I told him to slow down. It's the opposite now. Right, Steven? It's the opposite. I tell you to go slow, you go fucking faster. Slow down, faster.
Yo, this is we're fighting over here. Only one view. It's a bot. It's a bot. Better be my mod. So I modded someone. Because I need a mod. And when I go live on Twitch, follow my Twitch. No, she's trash up there. No, it's FaZe Lurk.
What are you doing?
I'm in FaZe. So am I. FaZe what? FaZe FaZe Pigg.
Yeah.
Do that. Have a good day. Are we off the bus, brother?
Go guys, headed.
Why? They have a lockdown? We got a lockdown, I'm running, bro. If we have a lockdown, I'm recording that too, bro. Yo, I'm getting breakfast, bro. You're drinking 1 and you're drinking 21? Huh?
Subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to Trash.
Subscribe to me. I got 8 subscribers because I went live yesterday.
So you used to have
6.
You used to have 6 subscribers.
And then I got two new subscribers yesterday from my live stream.
Are you making a video?
It's a live stream on YouTube. Yeah.
Why the hell would you need a live stream? His mom's on.
No. No. My mom's always taking care of the baby and always sleeping. She never gets sleep at all. Yeah, no. The weather is like almost. Oh my God!
I never knew you were
His birthday's on the 9th.
pregnant. He's pregnant.
Birthday's on the 9th. Oh my God.
Bro, I didn't realize you could get pregnant. MAR does 92. You're a crackhead.
Alright, let me get breakfast. Wait. If you don't, I kill you. No, I'm kidding. We know. The asshole. Put that in the shirt. Let's go, bro. Let's go. What? Subscribe to my channel, bro. I make awesome videos, bro.
You make cringy.
Cringy.
Like, and ban the whole time.
We're like, ooh, you blowing on that saxophone?
Yeah, you were born on the saxophone.
What I do, brother? I gotta go live in first period and
How?
how?
Yeah.
Put it in my lap.
Pretty good.
No, I'm not. They ain't gonna find out. Oh. You're gonna be like X. Alright, see ya. Alright, bro. Going to first period. Go in. May I go in? I'm the first person to be here. Here we go. First person. Let's get what?
Grades are updated.
Oh, grades?
You guys are doing quite well. Class average. Only one of you is doing poorly.
Which is, oh dang. Someone has an F in this class and everyone else has an A or a B or a C.
Yeah.
I have an A.
I have an
Yeah, I'm 101
Awesome.
A. I'm 101 A.
See, I never got an F in this class. I got all A's in this class. A. Straight A's in this class.
I got a C.
Straight A's.
I got a C.
Say hi to the live stream, brother.
G's A.
Look at my grades. Oh, okay. What?
Why is this table so far forward?
Why can't it be?
We're watching a movie.
Oh, a myth? I don't know. I'm not gonna say that.
Do you have any candy?
No. Why?
Why, yes, I do have a video for you.
Yeah, I suck in the class.
I know, I don't know why they get stuck. You always need your binder.
I think
Grades are updated.
Why is that desk like that? Why is that desk like that? There's like 4 tables like that. No, I'm fine. You keep it there. See, I told you, man. This is crazy.
Determination that.
Ow!
Miss Myers says when is Columbus?
We already had one.
Yeah, we already had it.
We haven't had half room yet, Dave.
That's today.
Alright, sit down. Sit down. You don't want a quiz, sit down and shush.
I want a quiz.
Else there will be a quiz on this. You may watch the video.
Sorry, stream. I'm putting mine up like this because Hi, Jeff. My Wi-Fi sucks. My Wi-Fi's out.
They were a cast
Movie, guys. A movie.
any stage in history. John Hancock, John Adams, Patrick Henry, George Washington, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison.
The founding fathers were an unusual group of men. They were all intelligent, well-read. They were workaholics. They were dedicated to founding a country. Do you know what
Good morning, Eagle. Today's flight period is period 1. And today's flight period is period 1. Have a great day.
We're streaming right now, but it's dark right now, but it'll be fine.
Merchants and lawyers ultimately became the most successful revolutionaries in history.
Superman, Batman, Robin, and Aquaman, they're wondrous figures. But if you look at these men as ordinary human beings, when you realize that they each brought to this experience their own childhood, their own particular problems in life, I think the more we know about them as human beings, and the more we see what it took to do what they did, the more valuable they are.
They were revolutionaries. They were, in that sense, peers of Lenin, of Martin Luther King. They were strong-minded men who grew over a great established power, who grew over an establishment.
I believe the founding fathers didn't think that this would last. I think that they would be amazed that we have managed to survive, thrive for 200 years.
Before 1760, the men we call the founding fathers would have been amazed to be founding anything. After all, they lived in British America, a thriving group of colonies where most any white male newcomer could someday hope to own his land. An impossible dream for most native Englishmen. The royal government was a comfortable ocean away, where colonists managed their own local affairs. Taxes were low, life was good. From their tea to their fashions to their furnishings, most of the founding fathers aspired to be as British as possible. But there was an obstacle to their ambition.
But imagine for a moment that you are a Bostonian in the mid-18th century. You are a graduate of Harvard College. You are wealthy. You are well educated. As you strive to move ahead in society, you discover, because you are not a Londonite, because you are not a member of a great noble family, you could never move farther than being a colonial. It was, in the 18th century, what we would call today glass ceiling. There was deep resentment.
Then, in 1763, the 7-year French and Indian Wars ended. The British Parliament reasoned that since the conflict had protected the colonies themselves should shoulder the debt. From those loyal British Americans came an immediate uproar.
Men talk much of our obligations to Great Britain for her protection. Had she an eye to our advantage? The extension of her commerce was her object. She had treated us as beasts of burden, whom the lordly masters cherished, that they may carry a greater load.
The first blow was the Stamp Act of 1765. Colonists now had to pay for a royal stamp on all official papers and documents.
Here in Boston, we had been accustomed to governing ourselves, more or less, since 1630. And so when this direct tax, the stamp tax, was levied upon us, there was an immediate uproar. Indeed, the cry goes up so violently, and I do mean violently, riots, dumping of the stamps themselves. Stamp masters, the men who were to dispense the stamps, were intimidated, tarred and feathered.
The stamp tax unified the wrath of rich men and poor. It also brought together an unlikely but dynamic duo, Samuel Adams and John Hancock.
Samuel Adams and John Hancock were the proverbial odd couple. Here's John Hancock, elegant, rich, well-to-do and famous, stylish, remaining sophisticated. Then there's Samuel Adams, rumpled, somewhat disorganized, old and clever organizer.
If taxes are laid upon us in any shape without our having a legal representation where they are laid, are we not reduced from the character of subjects to the miserable state of tributary slaves?
Samuel Adams was the original radical, the prime mover in the early days of the revolutionary movement. Political agitation was really the only thing for which he had any talent.
Sam Adams was a real rebel with a cause, and the reason for it was, I think, in his personal life. He had been a failure in everything that he did until the revolution. His father gave him a lot of money to start a business. He lost all the money. He's one of these people who become obsessed with a cause and just put their personal life aside.
To his fellow Bostonians, Adams was a familiar fixture, hanging around local docks and taverns, hosting political debates, but always wearing the same red suit and cheap gray wig.
Samuel Adams is a man who looks a little bit like Columbo in the TV series. Crumpled clothing, looks like he hasn't ironed or washed anything in days. It's not that he's wearing bad clothing, he just looks like he slept in it the night before.
Samuel Adams was born into a solid, respectable Boston family. Samuel's father, a deacon and a brewer, played an active role in the drama of Boston politics. And young Sam grew up overhearing heated debates in his own family parlor. The political would soon become very personal for young Samuel and his family. The royal government ruled his father's investments were illegal, ruining him financially.
So indeed, Samuel Adams, political opposition to the royal government is also based on a very deeply personal animosity with those who exercise the
At the same time that Samuel's rebel spirit was beginning to stir, he was struggling to support a family. After 5 pregnancies in 6 years of marriage, his first wife died, leaving him to raise their only surviving son and daughter alone. He soon remarried, this time to Betsy Wells, some 20 years his junior. Many of their children also died in childbirth.
And as one reads some of Samuel's letters, there is a constant sense.
Please stand
Isn't
for the
Samuel
pledge.
Adams'
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We just got one out for you guys today, and it is from Ann-Quote High School. Ann-Quote High would like to invite all Palmer Smith Middle School families to join them this Friday, November 9th, from 5 to 8 in their gym
for their sharp madness, blue versus white game. For the game, there will be activities and games coming up for the game. So come on, Paul R. Smith, and enjoy the fun. Once again, that's Eagle High School basketball. Bringing you guys out this Friday, November 9th from 5 to 8. We hope you have a wonderful day today. I am proud to be an Eagle, and I hope you are. Happy Tuesday.
Reflection on July human relations. And I think much of that came from the frequent deaths of their children.
My dear Betsy, it is painful for me to be absent from you. I have been very anxious lest by some bodily indisposition you are rendered unable to write to me. If any ill accident has befallen my son or any other person dear to me, I would choose to hear it. Your affectionate husband and friend, Samuel Adams.
Despite his disinterested business, Adams had to find some way to feed his family. In desperation, he took a job as tax collector for the city of Boston.
He had a funny way of running the tax business. He would not keep careful records, and his friends were in arrears, and he didn't press them, and he mixed in one pocket went the town money, and the other his money.
At the same time, there were a group of young men in Boston who had taken up writing for newspapers, essays. And young Samuel became associated with them and began to write essays that picked and attacked the royal government. He rather enjoyed that. Became very good at it. Very good at propaganda writing.
It is certain that we were in no sense represented in the Parliament of Great Britain where this act of taxation was made. It is also certain that this law annihilates the most valuable privilege of our charter, deprives us of the rights of Britons, and greatly weakens the best security of our lives, liberties, and estates.
Through his inflammatory writings and speeches against the stamp tax, Adams came to the attention of the British government. In retaliation, Boston authorities ordered an audit of his tax accounts. He was found to be about £7,000 short. When Adams was summoned before a town meeting to defend himself, the richest man in Boston came to his rescue. Prominent shipping magnate John Hancock helped persuade the officials at the meeting to forgive most of Adams's debt.
Adams and Hancock seemed such polar opposites. Samuel Adams was a person who fought for the cause without any sense of self-betterment. He was the virtuous man in the 18th century sense. Hancock was just the opposite, kind of a dandy, a man of wealth who wanted all the prominent public positions.
With John Hancock's healthy bankroll behind them, the colonial odd couple of Adams and Hancock had the motive and the means to stir up some serious trouble. But Adams had something bigger in mind. The seeds of revolution. By 1767, Samuel Adams was more angry than ever. His organized protests had pressured Parliament to repeal the Stamp Act, only to replace it with a series of even more oppressive tariffs on the colonies. The determined Adams began to lay the groundwork for even more violent protest by organizing Boston's working-class gangs into a powerful political force. He called them the Sons of Liberty.
The big thing that Sam did was organize mobs in the street. He had two groups that he could always get to come out to protest any issue. The Sons of Liberty believed in feathering and burning down houses. This was Sam Adams' democracy.
Samuel Adams's next move was to recruit John Hancock, the wealthiest man in Boston, to the anti-tax cause. Hancock wasn't difficult to convert. When the Sam Baxter, of course, he stood to lose more money than anyone.
1,000 sheep made a much larger sum with no temptation to me to apply for a stamp. With this additional burden, I cannot carry on to any profit.
Hancock harbored another motivation for joining Sam Adams's movement. An ego even bigger than his bank account.
John Hancock knew he was an important person. And so he used his family fortune not to make more money, but rather to enhance his fame, his stature, his place in the community. And eventually, in the American Revolution, the spur of fame, as someone once referred to it, drove him on to become an American revolutionary.
A notorious playboy, man about town, and Boston's most eligible bachelor, the 29-year-old Hancock was an unlikely rebel.
He was born into a middle-class, very respectable family. His father was the minister in the town of Braintree. Most people probably thought that he was headed through his life of a country parson, except that in 1742, Braintree was hit with what they called then the great throat distemper, most likely diphtheria, and his father died.
When Johnny Hancock was just 7 years old, his mother sent him to Boston to live with his Aunt Lydia and Uncle Thomas. His days in the middle class were over.
Thomas and Lydia had nearly everything they wanted: a fine house on Beacon Hill, servants, wonderful, wonderful surroundings. But the one thing that Uncle Thomas and Aunt Lydia did not have was an heir.
Uncle Thomas introduced his nephew into the world of high society, teaching him to mingle with politicians, wealthy merchants, even royalty. From the time that he was 8, John Hancock never failed to practice what would become the most famous handwriting in the colonies.
A tutor named Abiel Holden taught Johnny Hancock how to write his signature. And he always wrote like that big, sweeping signature, not something he affected just for the Declaration of Independence.
Dude, your head.
By 13, John was one of the few American colonists privileged enough to enroll in Harvard. Thanks to his alma mater's impeccable record-keeping, John's on-campus behavior has not been lost to history.
I know that on one occasion, young Johnny was fined for having cut chapel, not the other prayers. And indeed, on another occasion, he was fined for getting a servant dangerously drunk. There was a fair amount of drinking.
Harvard was not the only home for high-spirited colonials. Alcohol was ingrained throughout early American society.
Now, I think that the founding fathers must have been stone, plastered, unswoggled, cockadoodle, whatever they called it, all during the founding of the country, because the amount of alcohol consumed was staggering. I don't know how they actually stood up, but
This was also a culture in which drinking was less a separate ceremonial part of life. People didn't come home at 5 o'clock and have their afternoon cocktail. Everyone drank. Water was considered unsafe, and milk was not safe. And so everyone drank hard cider, everyone drank rum, everyone drank beer.
It's been said that John Hancock, the Harvard graduate, now the sole heir to his uncle's shipping fortune, made a habit of keeping a gallon of rum punch by his bedside. If this rumor was true, there's a good chance that rum was smuggled.
Like most Boston merchants, John Hancock was smuggled. And among other things, he smuggled in wine. I'm sure a lot of it went to his own very fine wine cellar.
Smuggling did not make headlines in the mid-18th century. Among the signers of the Declaration of Independence, a significant percentage were contraband traders. But as Boston's most prosperous merchant became publicly associated with the radical Sons of Liberty, his actions, as well as his ships, came under British scrutiny.
I live too long.
In June of 1768, officers of Brown set their sights on one of his sloops, aptly named the Liberty.
Commissioners of Customs decided to make an example of the state. The inspectors went aboard, went down below to buy the Madeira wine. That wasn't difficult. But then, lo and behold, someone locked the hatch behind them. So the inspectors were now trapped down below.
By morning, the wine was gone, and so were the smugglers. Outraged, the King's Advocate in Boston brought charges against Hancock and confiscated the Liberty. This time, Samuel Adams would come to his rich friend's rescue, persuading the public that
these smuggling charges are yet another royal outrage
against one of Boston's most prominent citizens.
I am informed that not less than 9 gentlemen of character, some of them of the first families in this province, were stopped and put under guard the other evening. Are we a garrison town, or are we not? If we are, let us know, and by whose influence are we made so?
Inflamed by Adams and his Sons of Liberty, 1,000 rioting Bostonians retaliated by destroying royal property and injuring 2 customs agents.
The case was one of great notoriety because the commissioners of customs were portrayed as villains, persecuting great Bostonians. Hancock was, in a sense, loved it. And he became a great hero, defending the rights in the Liberty case, as it was called.
But the nagging smuggling charges remained, and John Hancock needed a good lawyer.
I'll go live back in third period.
Samuel Adams recommended one of Boston's best young attorneys, someone he had been trying in vain to recruit to their cause. His own cousin, John Adams. Adams, the attorney, was reluctant to take the case. Even though he'd been secretly writing anti-Stamback pamphlets under a pen name, Adams was nervous about representing someone who openly challenged the king's authority. He defended Hancock, but hated every moment of it.
A painful drudgery I had of this cause. There were few days through the whole winter when I was not summoned to attend the Court of Admiralty.
Despite his whining, Adams' artful defense helped acquit the very guilty Hancock of all charges against him. Still, John Adams refused to ally himself with the Sons of Liberty and their mob violence.
In that way lies madness,
he warned his cousin Sam. John Adams wouldn't remain neutral for long.
what do we mean by the revolution? The war? That was no part of the revolution. It was only an effect, a consequence of it. The revolution was in the minds of the people. And this was effected from 1760 to 1775 in the course of 15 years before a drop of blood was drawn at Lexington.
In the midst of all the revolutionary fervor and high-pressure politics that so consumed his cousin Sam, John Adams decided to take a break from his booming law practice and move his family back to the country for a while. It was all becoming too much for the 35-year-old, very high-strung attorney.
In another era, John Adams would have needed Prozac. He's really very close to being manic depressive. This is a man who, when you read his diaries, is in such anguish all the time, highs and lows, highs and lows. There are days in his diary when he'll record, literally, I passed so-and-so on the street, he said hello. I wonder what he meant by that.
Since the bell rang and it's now officially passing, your grades are updated.
Look at the game, bro. I'm back, guys.
Very well. So go see what you're saying. I don't think you're missing much of anything. Folks are doing quite well. Life is good.
That's
That's what I think.
This is the easiest class.
I always am shocked.
Bro, how do you ever like ever get You have 104?
Screenshot that, guys. Screenshot that.
Hey.
What?
Or fix on the net.
What?
If, alright. Say you went to his house.
Whose house?
A random house in a giant mansion, okay?
Okay.
And when you go in, you are followed by someone. Turn around, who would you rather road? Who would you rather be chased around with at? This guy? Or Spider-Man's probably like
I don't know. Probably that guy.
this guy?
Yeah.
Instantly got.
Good.
So you escape over the nightmare. It's just when you go zero. Wait,
Dude.
you didn't finish your zeros yet.
Yeah.
Jason, Binder, take your head off. That's our mom's school.
Guess what?
Binder. Hey, this is a really easy one. You should have encountered this already. If you didn't, you have a problem.
Oh, stop it.
Open your binder.
Yeah, close.
And by the way, if in your battle plans you don't have that Saratoga, the significance is that it's the turning point of the war. You have a problem. That should be the significance of the battle of Saratoga. You have that?
Yeah, take back this.
Yo, Paul.
What?
Spirally notebook in the history section of your binder.
Done.
Spirally notebook. So you've been to school for like 11 weeks now. 12 weeks? Are we in? You know, I've lost track. Are we in week 12? I know this progress reports are, I have to have my grades in for progress reports at the end of next week.
For third quarter?
Yeah.
I'm actually
Second
really
quarter.
good. I'm not failing, so I'm not sure.
I got it.
Hey, Jason,
My lowest grade is 0.
why was the Battle of Saratoga a turning point of the war? Hey,
Right back.
you would have encountered it in your reading about the Battle of Saratoga.
Like the turning
So they're losing, and then the Battle of Saratoga happens, and then they start winning. That's a turning point. Hey, Brenda,
I'm not Brenda.
why is the Battle of Saratoga a turning point of the war? I don't know is an incorrect answer. Hey, but thanks for playing, Brenda. Hey, Jalen. Why is the Battle of Saratoga a turning point?
I have no answer.
You have what?
I have no answer.
It's called your notes. He hasn't put down yet.
Hey, Mackenzie.
I don't know. Sorry about your luck.
It's in the book. It's on all the books. Hey, Jonah.
Yeah.
Saratoga, turning point.
What?
Why?
Well, you should have already looked in your books. Jonah.
in your book? I don't know.
Hey, Chloe.
No, don't call her Chloe.
Hey, Chloe. Why is the Battle of Saratoga a turning point in the war?
I can't show that, guys.
You're not helping.
Don't mind it. It's part of my.
Hey, Kamaya. Why in the world is the Battle of Saratoga a turning point in the war?
Well, the turning point in the war is, what's it called? Oh, yeah. It's, yeah. I know.
Why?
I have the pages. I know. It's gonna take me too long to read.
Hey, Dylan.
It's too big.
Hey, Dylan.
He's never here. He doesn't even know anything.
Hey, Vilma. Will you rescue us, please?
I will rescue.
Hey, hey.
Rebels. I don't know. Troops again and again in October 1777. Accepted the Union. I don't know.
And then what happened? It's the then what happened that was the why it's the turning point. So the Patriots won, yeah, but then what happened?
Before the victory of Saratoga, most of the world believed that the American cause was hopeless.
No way.
Yes. Then what happened?
It's not hopeless no more. Just say it. Surrender mark, they turning point.
I won't go in.
There's more to the story. Oh, you take your cut. There's more to the story. Hey, Nevaeh. Then what happened?
Then. Okay, you guys do You're me.
Paul. Then what happened?
Paul,
Hey, to help you though, Ben Franklin's over
France
in
came into the war as an ally by sending money.
What was the answer then? Feel better.
Hey, you two are completely correct. I just added a few more details. Franklin's over in France trying to convince King Louis to enter the war. And this showed that the Patriots have a really good chance of winning. So, you know what? What the heck? We'd like to get a little revenge on jolly old England. So, you guys can actually win if we help you. So, hey, sure.
Bro, I love the
France
fact
enters
how
the war.
legit Kansas.
Once France enters the war, Spain is right behind them. When Spain enters the war, then the Dutch say, hey, America colonies, you need some money?
Okay, I'm done. What the heck is that?
So the Patriots demonstrated to the world that they could win, so Franklin convinced King Louis
Can't see those.
into France.
Probably gonna be arrested.
I didn't need that whole thing. I just did the first time. I didn't know what the heck that
Well,
last
you
word
know
was.
what the kid...
Why is that light always shining like that? Well, there is like, if you sit from how I'm sitting, there's
Well, if you were sitting up,
you can still see it.
I think I know the problem.
I'm physically
Your
blind.
pants are all red.
What is that supposed to
I think that's the problem. The light is reflecting off of your pants onto the screen back to your eyeballs.
No, they're reflecting.
I think that's the problem. Because nobody else is complaining.
I can see it. I can't. I see it.
I just can't see all of them.
I kind of can. It's the red their jeans. Their jeans are making No, I can't see their jeans.
Nasty. In a video. Huh? And it doesn't work. No light.
Now Charlie's supposed to see you. You can't see the board.
There was.
I told you, and you didn't listen.
A ham right here.
Hey, did I happen to mention that you guys are doing like really quite well?
Yeah, except one person. Thank you, sir. You're my favorite teacher. You are my favorite teacher. That's so proud.
Why, he's fine.
You have ADHD. Guess what? I don't, because I know how to calm myself.
Huh?
I know how to calm myself. You don't.
Yeah, I do.
I know, because you're always doing crazy crap. Hey, you barely calm yourself.
Actually, I do. I've seen Kate.
He calms himself. Yes, erase it, yay! I love being erased. Whoa. Look at my hair. The wedding's on Saturday, bro. I'm getting married. No. My aunt is. Jesus. We got tests.
I'm thinking you're gonna have a quiz on this next video.
No. I gotta take some notes. Can we use our notes? I'm gonna have to stop the live stream because we're about to take a quiz, so peace. I'll go live on third period.